I'd rather have a people of a majority of the same ideas than ideas. I wouldn't say beliefs, but ideas, and I guess principles, and the same kind of feeling on helping people without government force. The libertarian way. But you don't have to be libertarian. You just gotta not use government to force people what to do. So it's that kind of principle. But anyway, but yeah. So maybe we should have the supremacy branch or the court of ministers to count the votes for each and every candidate that's getting elected. I mean, obviously, that it's after when the poll closes, of course. When the polls are done, the polls are closing, and the votes are going straight to the palace to be counted on. So, what do you think?
Honestly, letting the queen decide on the final end of the results. Yeah, that would honestly make more sense to me. She would have to be the neutral party.
Yep.
So.
Yes, she would. Yes, she would. Yep. Okay. Awesome. I'm gonna add that now. Let me get to that. Okay. So now it says judge of the elections. The word judge it's very vague, and it can mean anything. So, does that mean they get to decide whether the election's legit or not? Or they get to decide by counting the votes and say, yep, he is the winner. It's confirmed. So I guess in this case, because this bill has to be specifically about the legislative branch. So in our case, the legislative branch shall not be the judge of the election of its members. So, yeah. Okay, so that's what I'll add.
I keep hearing something like wind chimes.
I don't know. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything wind chime wise.
Well, we have one on the back porch, which is where the bedroom window is connected.
Here we go. The legislature shall not be the judge of the election of its members. Okay. Now, of course, it's going to sound a little non-checks and balances, but, the supremacy branch is going to have a lot less power than the other three branches of government. But the supremacy branch is going to have the power to intervene only when it's constitutionally necessary. So, basically, the Constitution has to say what the supremacy can or can't do. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, I'll probably just end the meeting at 10:30, just to give us time to do stuff afterwards. Let's see. Returns the qualification of its members. I don't know what those mean, but it's whatever. Shall choose its own officers, including speakers. Okay, so we already gave the new legislature the ability to elect or appoint a new Speaker of the House in case I'm absent or the Queen's absent. Excuse me. And now, when it means by officers, it means staff. So we should give them that ability. We should. Shall choose its own officers in a form of staff. So the legislature. Oops. Oh dear, what did I do? I did something. I did an oopsie. Let's try that again. Oh, okay. Well, fine then. The legislature shall choose its own officers. There we go. Okay. And then including one absent and capitated shall act as governor. No member shall be expelled. Okay. No member shall be expelled from the legislature except by a vote of 2/3 of all members elected to the legislature, and no member shall be twice expelled for the same offense. What do you think of that?
No, that seems pretty fair.
Okay. I like that. What does it say? No member shall be expelled except by a vote of 2/3 of all members elected to the legislature, and no member shall be twice expelled, but that's double jeopardy. Twice expelled for the same offense. There we go. All right, the legislature may punish by imprisonment any person, not a member thereof, who shall be guilty of disrespect to the legislature by disorderly or contemptuous behavior in its presence, but no such imprisonment shall extend beyond 24 hours at one time, unless the person shall persist in such disorderly or contemptuous behavior.
Sounds about right.
Do you think that's fair? Do you think people should go to jail for 24 hours if they're being a jerk in the middle of a legislative session, or being a jerk to a legislator while during a meeting, and it could be a non-member, it could be a member. Well, no, it's a non-member. I'm pretty sure it specifically said non-member.
I wouldn't exactly say jail.
Punished by imprisonment. Any person not a member. Yeah, it says not a member.
But I would say it's got to be some form of punishment, but not jail-wise, depending on how serious it is.
Okay. But should the jail time still remain, depending, I guess it really depends on the crime.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. Because that'll have to be an extra statute in the future. Yeah, that'll have to be not this one, but like it'll have to be a statute in the future to decide what's considered a specific kind of crime. Should interrupting or disrupting a legislative session be punishable by imprisonment for 24 hours? Because I don't think that it's going to be on the person's record. I think it's just a place where they could just go and take a break for 24 hours and then,
So instead of imprisonment, let's rephrase that and say timeout.
Okay, timeout where?
No, it's just like a place where it's kind of like you get your own little corner right here. You got your little chair, you're in your corner, you're in your space, you're having a timeout. Or be disruptive.
Okay, so
because that could go for so many ways and so many directions that it will get confusing about what that means. So if it's not serious, but it's still disruptive, they get a timeout.
Right.
It's less serious than saying you're going to imprisonment for disrupting the meeting. Bye.
Right.
Now, if it's a more serious crime, then you say imprisonment. Because it makes more sense.
I gotcha. That's a hard one. I think for our sake, we should add those in as statutes and not part of the Constitution. So it could be interchangeable. Where, like, say we try this idea, and if it's not working or if it's looking too bad, then we try it, but we switch it off with another idea.
That honestly sounds a lot better. Yes, you could definitely try that.
Okay, so we'll not have to worry about that one. Okay. Next. And look at that, we're finally at the annotations, and there's only 4 of them. Number 1, Center Bank v. Department of Banking and Finance. 210, Nebraska 227,313, NW2D 661, year 1981. This section applies to all but final passage of a legislative bill. That is irrelevant. I don't know what it's talking about. Number 2, State X. Rel Johnson v. I'm going to kill this name. Hagemeister. 161, Nebraska 475,073. NW2D 625, year 1955. Legislature may provide by its rules for reconsideration of confirmation of appointments. Okay, no, that shouldn't even be a court case decision. Like, that's obvious. Number 3, State X. Rel Caldwell v. Peterson, 153, Nebraska 402,045, NW2D, year 1950. Canvass of votes for executive state officers occurs when legislature convenes on the first Tuesday in January after an election. Okay, that's irrelevant. State X. Rel Norton v. Von Kamp, 36, Nebraska 9154. NW 113, year 1893. The court will, by mandamus, compel proper officers to issue certificate of election to member elected. Can you see the difference between the English in 1893 and the English in 1950? Absolutely different.
Yeah, I mean, it could change over the years for sure.
Yes, it does. Hold on, it says page 1. Oh, okay, I got you. All right, that is it for number, what was that, 11? That's it for number 11. Yay, 4, 8. Number
yep, it's just
12.
about 10, 15.
And there's 8 annotations on this one. Okay, let's see. Article 3, Section 11, Legislative Journal. Vote viva voce. Vote by voice. I think that's what it means. And open doors committee votes. Let's see. Okay, it's a short one. The legislature shall keep a journal of its proceedings and publish them, except such parts of may require secrecy. And the yeas and nays of the members on any question shall, at the desire of any one of them, be entered on the journal. All votes shall be viva voce. I'm pretty sure that means by voice. The doors of the legislature and of the committees of the legislature shall be open, except when the business shall be such as ought to be kept secret. The yeas and nays of each member of any committee. Okay, 1, I am all about transparency. Why the hell should our government keep any secrets? So no, our doors shall always be open. People should know what we're talking about. Now, here's the thing though. That I'll admit. We don't even mention this even, I mean, I guess off record or, for the record, I think. Off record and on record, that's the word I'm looking for. Off record and on record, we don't bring up anybody's names. Unless you're a public official, like me and you, unless you're a public official, we do not bring up anyone's names. Okay, I mean, if our citizens are, known to somebody in the internet already, then, it's their issue. But we're not going to say their names aloud. Like, in the unicameral meeting, I'm going to bring up the Citizens Initiative petition, and I'm going to show that petition to the Queen, but none of us are going to say the names off that paper. Of course, I'm only going to give it to the Queen, so you guys don't have to worry about it anyway. But she's not allowed to say the names on that paper, because that'll be violating that violates our privacy law, or privacy amendment, really, especially when we don't have permission from the person to say their name on record. So That's why we don't do that. So yeah. Yeah. So no secrecy. Keep a journal. Well, see, the keeping journal part, Bree, is technically your job.
I'm already doing it.
Yeah, because so what it means by journal, it means you actually not just record by video, but actually record by writing. Now that's a hard one. That's a very hard one. Now, obviously, you don't have to do that, but it that also has to be a thing in the future, of course. It has to be done by every meeting has to be done by writing. Now, obviously, you can go off our videos and write down everything we said, and then there you go. Now you got the written version of the entire meeting. So. It's like my brain just died. Just stop. Anyway, but yeah, no. So that's what a journal means. Says all votes shall be viva voce. Voce. I'm pretty sure that means voice. Pretty positive that means voice. So it's basically saying every vote. Hold on, is it for everything? All votes shall be voice. Remember of any
Honestly, it says voice, not voice.
Huh?
The word voice that you said is voice. Yeah, it doesn't have the I.
No, I know. It's Latin. It's Latin. That's why. It's viva voce. Latin. It's Latin for by voice, I'm pretty sure. Let me check real quick. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. No, that's not what it means. Hold on. Where's Latin? Latin. I know it's Latin. Yep. Viva voce means orally. That means by voice. So I was right. So, okay. It's not specifying. It says all votes shall be a voice vote. Should that be our thing? Or should we do it by... Oh, well, no. Never mind. I'm thinking it wrong. What I'm thinking about is... okay. This is what I'm thinking about, but I don't think we should have this one. So let's pretend we're in a meeting. Whoever is in favor of this bill, say aye, and then everybody screams aye. And then all opposed, and then people say nay. If the yay or nay is louder, they win. So I was thinking of that, but...
Oh, this reminds me of that one movie where, this is just an example, so it's not going off topic. But, have you seen the movie Princess Diaries?
No.
Okay, well, just to give you an example, towards the end where the princess is supposed to get married by law to be in order to be a queen to rule her country, she asked the parliament, live through camera and everything, it's the whole world watching, that she would revoke the clause of where princess is supposed to be married to be able to be queen, to get rid of that law. So of course they would vote yay or nay as an example.
Okay. Like, did they do it where... Is it each individual member voting yes or no, or is it whoever screams louder?
Basically, it's for each member that would vote.
Okay. Well, that's the one. That's our current one right now, where we ask each member, "What's your vote?" But which I'm pretty sure that's what this one means. But the one I was thinking that we're probably not going to use is a voice vote, where whoever's louder, that's where the bill will go. So, like, if everybody screams "yay" louder than people that are saying "nay," then the "yay" wins. And that's just for being louder. So, yeah.
Honestly, I prefer the individual vote because it will make
Yeah.
more sense.
Yeah, it would.
And it will be easier to tell who has more votes.
Right.
Because otherwise it's just chaos.
It can be, yeah. Welcome to the life of a legislature. But yeah, okay. 1 second, I'm a little distracted. It is absolutely quiet outside, and I don't like it.
It's supposed to be raining still.
I don't even hear rain anymore.
Can you look out the window, see what it looks like?
It's black outside. I can't see outside.
That's not a good sign.
Well, I mean, it's nighttime, so... And there's not... The street lights out here are yellow, so they're not lighting up a lot, so...
No, there you go. It's still stormy.
We have, like, those old-timey street lamps. They're for decoration. They're not... It's not like this place has been here since the 1800s. So, they're just there to make it look, creepy. Yeah, if
like
you ever...
my style.
Yes, if you ever come to Linden County, I'll show you the place. But yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, right. Okay. Okay, so all votes shall be... Yeah, all votes shall be orally. Yeah, okay. All votes shall be orally, individually to be... Here we go. Okay. Where is it? Here it is. All legislature and committee doors shall be open to the public. The only classified information shall be the privacy of individual citizens. Discussed in the sessions. There we go.
Oh, sweet.
There we go. So that'll be the specifics there. Let's see. The yeas and nays of each member of any committee of the legislature shall be recorded and published on any question in committee to advance or to indefinitely postpone any bill. Of any committee of the legislature shall be recorded and published on any question. Well, I don't know how many committees we'll have, so we're just going to stick with what we got at the moment. Let's see. When journals of both houses of the legislature and signature of governor each clearly show the passage of an act in a certain definite form, the undisputed mistake of an enrolling clerk will not be allowed to defeat the act.
Five-minute roll call. Well, 4 minutes now.
I gotcha. A bill duly certified as having passed both houses of the legislature and approved by the governor reports verity in this passage can only be done with the journals of the legislature showing firmly that it was not passed in manner described in the Constitution. Oh. Okay, that's honestly funny. I like that. Davey Walker. 1933. Electric roll call devices answers constitutional requirements of viva voce vote in legislature. That is funny. Because I'm sure that was brought up. Because, okay, I don't know if you saw the video. I showed you the video. They had, and the picture probably. They had this thing on the wall, and it has like all the members' names on there, and those members like have a computer or a button or something like that, and they press their button, and their vote gets popped up on that device, that electric device on the wall, and people can see their votes and whatever. And then there's the yays and nays on the top, and whichever has the most, obviously, wins. So, so that's what they mean by the electric device. I actually want that for us. Now
that honestly would be cool.
Now I know what it's called. It's called an electric roll call device. Of course, it's probably not what it's called, but I'm gonna look it up anyway. I'm gonna see. I actually want to see if we can get one. I honestly want one. Roll call device. I'm looking that up now. Okay. Yeah, we'll look up later. Okay, back to this. Procedural action by the legislature in passing on appropriation bill is prescribed in part by this section. Let's say legislative journals are the best evidence of what firmly appears regarding. Oh, okay. So honestly, Bree, this particular article should be like your whole position as a clerk. Now, granted, you're an executive clerk, but you're our only clerk. So to help show evidence to the public and to other legislatures, and the Queen, I guess, to prove that a bill has either failed or passed on the floor, by whatever votes and whatever. You have the evidence of that. You got the video for it that is recorded, and you have the written version. So say, for example, the unicameral passes a law, but then the prime minister and then someone comes up to me and say, hey, so this law didn't pass, so you don't have to worry about signing it. But then here comes you to come save the day. It's like, I concur. Here's the proof that it did pass by this many votes, and here's the recorded video, and here's the journal. Done.
Okay.
And the other guy will have to cry in shame, and then you get a raise, and then the law passes into law, just like that. So it's like you get a raise, and then the law passes into law. So there you go. So yeah. So yeah, no, like this should be your thing.
I mean, I'm already doing it.
That's true. Fine, phone. Let me read this first. And I'm staying from the zone whether state banking statute was probably adopted by them. Okay. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna write down today is the appointed clerk for the legislature shall keep a written and recorded journal written and video recorded journal to keep record of every legislative meeting or session to use as evidence to provide that everything is, what's the word I'm looking for? Not accurate. What's the word I'm looking for?
Correct? Or to the point?
I guess we'll go with correct for now. Alrighty. Yay. Wow, that's a lot.
Ah.
Alright. Alrighty. Madam Clerk, thank you for coming to the meeting. Let's see if my camera works now. Probably not. Nope, it ain't gonna work. Okay, fine then. Alright, well, that's it for the executive meeting today of July 28th of 2022. Since nobody else is on, Madam Clerk, don't forget about the unicameral meeting coming up on August 1st, 2022, which is this coming Monday at 8:30 p.m.
I will try to be there.
Yep. I don't know who will be presiding. It will probably be me, most likely. I don't know if the queen will make it or not. She has to, but I don't know if she will or not. She said she's definitely gonna try. She's working on Senator Davis' reprimand letter. Apparently, it's taking longer than usual, so it's pretty bad. Let's just say we might no longer have him as a senator after that. So, yeah. But at least he'll still be a citizen, regardless. What else is there? Yeah, I'm gonna look up these electric roll call devices, because if I can get one for ourselves, oh my god, that'll be amazing. What else is there? Yeah, we will have another executive meeting next week, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Assuming I'm not doing anything on that particular Thursday, let me look at my calendar, make sure nothing. Okay, it's Thursday now, so on August 4th, hey, the Nixie National Baseball Tournament is actually starting next week, actually. So that's gonna be fun. Oh well, there's my monthly executive address. Great. Well, that's during the first week, not really on the day. So, yeah, no, nothing on that day, which is August 4th. Okay. Yeah, so August 1st is the unicameral meeting, and August 4th is our next executive meeting. So I guess to talk to you as a Nix Delta broadcast person and my clerk, yes, make sure you try your best to get more Nix Delta broadcasts out there. I obviously I know what you're going through, so I already know. But when you're getting back into it, try your best to get them up, because you slowed down a lot. You slowed down a lot, and it's not looking too good. But no pressure and no rush, obviously.
I'm working on next week's video. Yeah. I'm halfway.
Yeah, let's just take this as like a reminder during a meeting. So, because we need your Nix Delta broadcast to step up its game or whatever. And obviously, I'm not going to stop you from doing other YouTube stuff that you're doing. So I'm not going to stop you from that. And of course, you got your book that you're working on. So keep working on that. Try your best to get Nix Delta broadcast working. I will be working on the website some more, because the endorsement list needs to be worked on again. I actually followed a small business on Twitter now. So I'll be adding that on our endorsement list on the website. The website's definitely going to be worked on. I thought I was going to do it tonight, but I honestly don't feel like it. So I guess I'll just do it tomorrow when I'm at the Palace. I'm going to be at the Palace tomorrow, and probably this weekend too. So, so I'm going to try my best to be working on the website. Do you have games? Xbox games? Do you have an Xbox?
No.
Okay.
Everything's computerized.
I figured. The reason I asked because if if all the citizens of Nyx, obviously almost all of them don't have an Xbox, but if they did, and if they want to, and if we want to all get together in a game, I was gonna ask, what game would that be? Would it be Ark, or would it be Minecraft? I'm thinking Minecraft because even though it's similar, it's a building block game. You have more possibilities on building very cool stuff, making things look pretty, making things look sort of realistic. Depending on where you put the blocks, you can actually make it look like it's more realistic than it looks. And then, of course, you can have as many. Well, you can have as many players as you want in Ark too, but you can just build a lot. You can build a lot more stuff than you probably can on Ark. But on Ark, though, it's more realistic. Like, it's more survival. It's more realistic, and I mean realistic. I mean, you kill. There's blood. So there's blood. There's death. There's killing. There's it's a dinosaur survival game. So you got dinosaurs roaming around. You got normal animals running around. You got actual trees you have to cut down to build stuff. You got to mine. There's guns and all that stuff. So a little bit more realistic. So, and I'm stuck between those two games on what should be the perfect community game. And out of all of them, Minecraft is probably the best candidate because it's known to be a great community game. It's known to be. So Minecraft might actually be a good candidate, but I haven't decided yet. I actually got the queen thinking on that right now. So tomorrow I'll find out if it's going to be Minecraft or Ark. Because if it's Minecraft, I already have plans. But if it's Ark, I'm going to have to work on it. But either way, I'll handle it. So, but yeah, but it's fine. Maybe one day when you come visit the Unicameral building, I'll show you what Minecraft and Ark is like. So, how much of a fan are you? How much of a fan are you? Well, hold on. Do you play computer games?
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive if you get Minecraft on your computer, you can play with me, even when I'm on Xbox. Because it's crossover.
That depends on the kind of Minecraft you're talking about. There's different kinds.
That is so true. That's a good question. Because there's like 3 types of them. There's the story mode, there's the 360 one, and then there's the like the multiplayer online one where that's the one you make realms and stuff.
Can I show you some real quick?
Well, first, let's go ahead and end the meeting. Go ahead and end the meeting. So I gave you the schedule for everything for the next meetings and such. So yeah. So I'll end the meeting here.